found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out.
I'm dead inside. You know, I actually had. Oh shoot! What is up? It's First Choice Fantasy. Didn't think we were recording yet, but Dodgers.
We should
the
keep that in there.
If you're a Dodgers fan, like the video for my pain right now. I lost a little money on your team, but regardless, First Choice Fantasy. Talk about fantasy football today. We're gonna do start sits, running backs, wide receivers, week 7. On the betting episodes, I keep on saying different weeks and saying the wrong weeks, but I got it right this time, right? Week 7.
Week 7.
As far as I'm aware of.
All right. Well, I don't know numbers. I just know words, but sometimes I don't know words either. But what I do know is that running backs, wide receivers, and I know that I did really bad last week in both those things. Really bad in general across the board. 2-8 last week, and now I am at the bottom. The only sub 30 win person here, so that's good for me. How you guys living?
First place still, so feeling good. Brandon is over the horizon, but
yeah, I'm
got
kind
him at
of
a comfortable pace.
I'm kind of like in the corner, just seeing what's up.
All right, what you got this week?
Me this week? Oh, I got full goes. These are all correct. I scouted these players a week ahead of time, did my research, and just start Darrell Williams. The Titans, they're not the best defense, and Williams is the lead guy. He actually gets a ton of targets that I saw, and it's like, why are you giving Darrell Williams these targets? But when CEH had the job, they're like, nah. But Williams got that. They've got that. He's got that job locked down, and any running back with lead back carries is gonna be, a start in my book.
How about James Conner?
Oh, you want me again in the next? Yeah, James Conner. James Conner is going to do good because it's against Houston. We talked about in the quarterback tight end episode. They're 5 or 6-0 now. They're going to probably blow Houston out of the water. They're going to give James Conner and Chase Edmonds some looks. James Conner is the red zone carrier. So he's going to carry that ball into the red zone two times for approximately 15 to 25 fantasy points this week, because that's how right I am.
Bit of a swing there. All right. I'm going to go Damian Harris against the Jets, because now that apparently him fumbling is okay, he's getting most of the work, assuming he's healthy. I like him to score a touchdown or two, probably get some targets, be a solid back. Should get your hands on him.
This is actually going to be the week where they're going to really play Bolden.
Ramondre.
Going to be doing Bolden.
I was wondering who you were about to prop up, and I forgot.
They're paying attention to this fantasy realm, and they saw that Bolden was getting a little bit too recognized, and they were like, let's give him no work and everyone else work. Now this week, I'm telling you, this is going to be the week where Bolden just has like 2 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, I don't
it's
think
going to piss off so many people. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. The freaking Patriots, they always do this.
Yeah, they tap it in the fantasy realm.
They do, but no. Anyway, Chuba Hubbard, second start. I think you should start him with great confidence, because the Giants suck. And he'll be getting work.
I like it.
That's it.
Miles Sanders.
They're going to have a bounce back week.
Is he going to get work this week?
It's a good fucking question. You seen the second half last week against the Bucs? He actually started doing some things against the Buccaneers defense, which is supposed to be known as solid, when they actually gave him the fucking ball, pretty much is what I'm saying. What, they have 2 carries the first half?
I think probably.
one carry. It was a career low or something like that. Yeah, it's absurd. It's an absurd thing. Miles Sanders better start getting touches, and if he doesn't, I will revoke my Eagles fandom from myself, I guess. But Miles Sanders, the Raiders defense is not that great stopping the run. I hope that they realize that they're really efficient on the ground when they use him. But also, he's not that bad receiving, and he's running a decent amount of routes as well. So it's not a bad thing for him. If you want to go trade for him on the low, go trade for him, and hopefully maybe Nick Sirianni gets head out of his ass.
You should get him in dynasties, which you should do, because like my man's had like no tread on the tire. Or he's got all his tread on the tire still. So if we don't figure out how to put this man in the game, some other team will.
Yeah, and he's been pretty fucking good too, especially at running the football. All right, on to the next guy who only does run the football, and it's on the opposite side of the football. Josh Jacobs against the Eagles. He got a touchdown last week. He got identical points the past 2 weeks as well, so maybe he goes for a third game of 12 points, but I'd probably bet on the over of 12 points. So I just started him against the Eagles because the Eagles' rush defense has not been excellent, and yeah, I think we'll allow some yards to Josh Jacobs and a few touchdowns, possibly, probably two. I'll bet on it.
All right, sits. I see Brandon and I are going a similar direction here. I'm sitting Javonte Williams. Brandon sitting
Melvin Gordon.
I'm fully with it because the Denver backfield is just hell now. Both of these guys are practically the same guy, and I don't like that offense against Cleveland.
50-50.
Yeah, their coaching staff to them, they might as well be the same player. I don't know what that means, but what it means is that Cleveland's defense is probably going to give Teddy and the Broncos fits.
But man, how good will Javonte be once Melvin Gordon's gone? He'll be so good.
Good.
He's had insane runs.
He's good. Also, I'm not loving Joe Mixon against Baltimore, even with all the buys and shit. You're going to start him anyway, but I'll be here to tell you if I'm right afterwards that I was right, because I'm just not feeling. Baltimore's defense is playing very well. I think they could frustrate Cincinnati offense, and then like Baltimore is going to be scoring points probably, or probably not, because they're Baltimore. But if they are, Burrow's going to be doing a lot of throwing the ball, not a lot of running it. I feel like I'm just not loving this one for Mixon.
Yeah, I like it.
Pops in the end zone once or twice.
I like it. My Melvin Gordon take is same reasoning as Alex's. My next sit is Khalil Herbert, the new hotness. He's going against the Buccaneers. Period. End of
the
statement.
Second string running back too. Period.
Yeah, behind Damian Williams. So, although I think they'll split work, especially after last week. I think it will be a Javonte, Melvin.
It's Chicago. Ed?
Alex, how are you? I'm good. Thank you very much. Chase Edmonds, you should probably not start him this week, seeing as the game script is going to be in James Conner's favor. So I agree with Brandon on the start. Handshake, Brandon. You took my guy. Anyway, Chase Edmonds is just a receiving back, it seems as if, or he's in the game solely whenever the game script is positive. Would that be the way? Yeah, maybe, and neutral as well. But I don't think the game's going to be a neutral script, so it's Houston. Next one is Darrell Williams. Alex or Brandon had made a big case for him. Super inefficient. 21 carries for 62 yards, I think, something like that last week. Got all of his points off of touchdowns, which I wouldn't bet against this week getting touchdowns. But at the same time, I would assume Kansas City likes to pass a lot in this matchup, where Tennessee is going to run the ball a lot, and it's going to be high scoring. So maybe he gets a touchdown, but bet on the opposite, especially with McKinnon there. I think they might use him a little bit more this week.
Hopefully.
I don't believe so.
My man needs to be freed.
Chiefs are stubborn. They could get like a terrible running back, and if they commit to them, they're just always there. They're not going to leave unless you do Kareem Hunt things.
Hopefully not.
God.
What? All right. Wide receivers, Alex or somebody.
All right. I'm starting Sterling Shepard because he's healthy and he's just walking right back into probably 15 targets this week. So it's not even really a question if you ask me. I'm also going to suggest that potentially Brandon Ayuk might be an option, even if it's a scary option. I know we're all afraid to get hurt again, but the last time I checked, the Indianapolis secondary is playing a game of Where's Waldo right now. I don't know who these people are, where they're coming from, but I don't think they can cover Ayuk. Garoppolo
That
might
means
be
Ayuk
playing
is going to
quarterback.
blend in all the waters.
No, he'll be wide open. He'll be the only one you can see. And Garoppolo might be in, which means they might throw the ball a little more. Trey Lance won't be there to run the ball 35 times. But it is Garoppolo, so he'll probably just miss Ayuk. But in the event that he hits him, I think he could do some stuff. I like him as a dice roll this week.
Yeah.
I like
feel-
Ayuk.
I've got a
Also
feeling.
coming out of the bye week,
So
maybe
might
they
fall into
scripted
it.
up
Maybe
some
they
plays for him.
realize their
Yeah,
mistake.
Without
They
Kittle,
watched some
maybe
of
they
the
need a
game
second wide receiver.
You
from last
freaking
year.
think, piece of trash.
Hey, chill. Trade him to me right now, please. Thanks.
No.
Right now.
Cross
You're
the field. It's Michael Pittman. He's gonna have a bounce back week because T.Y. Hilton's already hurt. Yeah. So T.Y.'s injured. Pittman's gonna step right back into his role, and I like this matchup. I think it's another one of those matchups where I think it's gonna be a pretty interesting, fun game, and both teams are gonna need to be passing the ball, and Pittman's gonna be the beneficiary of that. My
Beneficiary. That's your favorite
my
word, huh?
next start is same team as Darrell Williams. It's Mecole Hardman because it probably will be an L, but with all these bye weeks this week, you're gonna have to reach down the barrel and pick up a guy. Mecole Hardman. Let me just pull up. I mean, pull up his
DeMarcus Robinson.
stats. DeMarcus Robinson. Yeah. I mean, he's last against Buffalo. He had 12 targets. Against Washington, he had 5. I mean, he's probably averaging around probably 4 to 5 targets a game, and it's targets from Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be against the Titans. So if Ed is right and Tannehill steps up and looks like he used to, then this will be an interesting game, and I think Hardman could come down with a good bomb of a catch. So yeah, it's a boom play, so it might burn you, but it might boom too. So
Might burn and might boom.
it sounds
might-
like the same thing. You're hurting yourself, but one is good and the other is
hurting
bad.
In both situations, it's just
Two
shit.
explosions near me.
Boom, bust. Like both of those means you're like someone's getting hurt.
Does
So,
it?
I mean, if you're booming something,
I'm
and if
gonna
you're
question that
busting
as
your
well.
shin on the banister or something, you're
What?
injuring yourself.
You're gonna shit on the banister?
No
That is-
bust.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's talk about somebody that's not a bust, and that is Darnell Mooney.
Oh yeah.
He's been balling. He's been used like a true alpha, it seems as if, even though he's like a 5'2", 20-pound guy, I believe it or
Come on,
not.
man.
But you have what was I gonna say? The Bears. The Bears are gonna be playing behind a lot, and Tampa Bay. I don't know. Is Sherman playing? Anybody know about that?
I
I
don't
think
think
he's
so.
out. Yeah.
I didn't believe so. But yeah, he's playing against Tampa Bay, and their secondary has been really suspect. Playing behind a lot. Hopefully, they pass more. They've been the most run-heavy team, only outside of the Ravens, since Justin Fields has been starting, which is absolutely bonkers.
I think
which
this
is
week
also
might be the week.
so they start passing more. It doesn't seem like you
Yeah.
agree with me on that one, but we'll
No, I
get into
do.
that later.
I think it will be the week. I mean, it's a bad matchup for the run, so they're gonna have to adjust unless Nagy is
Yeah, so
really
that's-
wanting to grind people's gears. I
Maybe
don't know.
maybe he does, and maybe never mind. Cordarrelle Patterson is my next start. You can consider him running back, consider him wide receiver. He's getting more catches than carries, which I would consider wide receiver, but who really knows? But the running defense of Miami is also suspect. Cordarrelle Patterson's been super efficient on his routes and whatnot, so maybe you're a little suspect starting him, but I would start him. He's like a top 10 running back right now or something like that, which is probably not accurate. It's probably 15, but regardless, he's been really good. Maybe he gets more usage as well. Maybe he doesn't because they have
Got
really back this week.
considerably more snaps the last game than before.
Ridley was out. That's the only thing.
I mean, I didn't really watch enough of that game to know whether he took those from Davis or whether Ridley was out. But like, I don't know. I would feel like if he keeps producing like this, you have to give him more touches, and if the efficiency slows down, then you go from there. But
Facts. That's why you start him.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just move over to sits here. I was tempted to go both Lockett and DK, but I'm just going to say Lockett for now against New Orleans but I think you can make the case for either of them because Geno Smith, predictably, unless you're Chris Collinsworth, did not look very good in place.
Beginning of his
Russell
career.
What
One
I'm
of his
referring
things he
to-
said was like, he was like,
said some
this
stupid- he
can
said a lot of
rejuvenate
stupid
his career. And I'm like,
He also said something along the lines of not realizing Russell Wilson was as good as he was. Like, oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks, man. I guess you've really been doing your job. It's not like Seattle just doesn't play Sunday night games. Like, you've watched them how many times over the last few years, and you don't know who this man is yet? Like,
but everyone else who's like a backup is like the best he's ever seen.
yeah, cool. But yeah, Lockett, Metcalf, either like I'm saying to sit Lockett. New Orleans, first of all, Ed's mentioned this before. They play like slow as dirt, and Seattle is probably going to do the same. It's probably going to be run heavy game. The like 20-some attempts that Geno gets, half of them are probably going to hit the turf. This is rough to me. Someone's
That's gonna
getting
be a horrible
shadowed
game.
by Lattimore, and the Saints have a good secondary besides him. So this is rough. I don't like it. I'm not feeling Christian Kirk this week because he's still Christian Kirk, and he had his week last week, and it's Houston, so he's not going to have his week this week. And I see Brandon has similar feelings.
Yeah. I just realized we've got Chase Edmonds a sit, Christian Kirk
Literally
a
the
sit,
entire
and now
team. One of us
AJ
is gonna be wrong.
Green a sit.
And Zach
I mean-
Ertz.
And Zach Ertz is sit. Jeez, every position.
I don't check yours before I do mine. I just make sure that the names don't overlap.
Yeah.
Someone's
So,
going to be wrong.
very similar situation as Alex, and
Maybe
the
good,
situation
maybe not.
that we've been describing this whole time. Just skeptical of who's going to get the plays that are going to make it a blowout. It could be AJ Green, it could be Christian Kirk, it could be Chase Edmonds. But there's going to be a certain point and certain players that's going to make this game a blowout and make it what we're trying to say not to start these guys for, because it's going to limit their work and whatnot. But my next sit is Allen Robinson. He's been abysmal. What?
We talked. That's what I was confused about. We were talking about Mooney, and you're like, I definitely understand. I definitely agree. And then you're just like, yeah, I'm sitting Allen Robinson, the guy who's 10 times better than Darrell Mooney.
No, because Allen
Maybe
Robinson
not.
just apparently does not have the alpha status with this team anymore. I mean,
He's not doing dances with Justin Fields on Sunday
I'm
mornings.
not hating the player because I think
That's the
he's a
problem.
fantastic talent. However, this team has been, for some reason, anti-Robinson this year. So I'm gonna roll with that, even though it's a good defense or a porous defense at the secondary. I think Allen Robinson's still gonna be a set because I think that Justin Fields is going to get rushed a lot and he won't have much time to take his second looks. So he's going to be throwing to his first look. Hinting Darnell Mooney is why I said I like it.
Said Darnell Mooney is his first look.
Yeah, apparently you said it.
Brandon.
You said it. You said Alpha.
No, he has been so far.
I mean,
Exactly.
the numbers say that he's been their go-to, but maybe it's because they go to their second look.
Beats me. I don't have a dog
So
in
that
this
means
race.
Allen Robinson is not getting open.
Want to hear about a dog in a race? Undrafted wide receiver from North Carolina State. That is Jacoby Myers.
Okay.
Jacoby Myers has been exceeding expectations left and right?
Yeah.
He had a
seriously.
touchdown last week, his first of his career, and he got called back on a hold.
Oh,
I was so hyped. Twitter was so hyped, and the game seemed very hyped. All the players were very excited for the man.
I
He's
was
been really good.
also excited. I was very
deserves
disappointed
that.
when I heard the news.
Heard the news.
Poor
There
guy,
you go.
man.
Yeah, very poor, very rich. He probably is poor compared to his
Yeah,
compatriots.
he's poor
but
compared to like everyone else on that offense, even though he's the best player.
you guys missed that one. Anyway, this is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a very slow game as well. I think the Patriots are going to try to control the clock. A lot of Damian Harris action, like Alex had predicted, right? Damian Harris start. Okay. And Jacoby Myers is probably going to be limited work. And yeah, the Jets are going to allow a lot of rushing yards and rushing attempts. And Jacoby Myers, maybe he gets one big play that helps his fantasy points, but I just don't see a case where he gets the volume necessary to make an impact this week. Next, Marquise Brown against the Bengals. Rashad Bateman, the true alpha. The true monster of Rashad Bateman. I love that man.
Yeah,
so
what's
much.
up with that? Like, they were like, we're going to ease him into the workload. And then he automatically becomes the one, like the highest targeted player.
He's just good,
Like,
man.
what are you doing?
Sometimes it's just simple. Talent wins all. And Marquise Brown is not more talented than Rashad Bateman. But we shall see. But what was I going to say? They're playing against the Bengals. I think they're going to run the ball a lot, divisional game, maybe ground and pound a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But where was I going with this? Oh, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game as well, where I think the Ravens are going to kind of run away with it. So that's pretty much what I'm projecting, and I think the lines may support that or not. I haven't looked into it, but yeah, don't feel too comfortable starting him because he needs a touchdown to actually be relevant. It seems this year and every year in the past. So yeah, I'd probably say
Ballsy.
What did he do last week?
He almost had a touchdown, but he dropped it.
Oh, so yeah, he's
I
definitely in
didn't
the
watch
doghouse.
the game, but I heard that it was a tough catch, but he didn't come down with it.
He had 4.5 points.
Yeah.
And I'm wrong, actually. So far this season, he's had 200-yard games. So it's not just touchdowns that he needs, but now that the alpha is there, the Bateman alpha is there, it's going to be very hard for him to get yardage with that big old monster there.
Respect it.
I love Rashad.
Complicated, but all right.
Complicated
Let's
is
get to
simple.
these best players of the week.
Eric Henry against the Kansas City Chiefs minor league defense.
That's
All right,
not minor league.
I got Aaron Jones.
What the hell was that?
It's best not ask.
All right. Well, I got Darrell Henderson, whose usage is extraordinary right now.
He's the man.
He's a man. He's a
I have to do one of these, but I don't know if it's in my I'm gonna have to call it. Javonte Adams, best receiver. Bounce back. Washington. They suck.
Cooper Kupp against the Lions. Stafford against the Lions. Goff against the Rams. You know the outcome. And that's why Cooper Kupp's the best receiver this week.
I think it'd be hilarious if Detroit wins that game like 24-10.
Oh, I would find that hysterical, but very unlikely. I'm gonna put like $1 on that. I wonder how much you would make out of that.
Like $2 billion?
Probably like $7.
Yeah, not much.
Not worth it.
$20 on it.
$140. Alrighty. Anyway, wide receiver 1 this week's Tyreek Hill. Tennessee's defense is fucking just allowing things left and right, and Tyreek Hill is a cheat code of a human being, and he booms every now and again, which is like 40-point booms, which you'd love to see. So number 1.
Number 1. That is it.
Number 1, number 0. Like this video. We're at number 85 subscribers. This is your number 1 go-to number 1.
Seems like
first choice number 1. First choice fantasy podcast and betting. This is your number 1 go-to for everything. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. Any words, boys? Are we signing off?
We're signing.
Ed feels dead inside.
I'm very good. Bye.
Later.
Don't we all?